Good evening, and once again, welcome to the Hour of the Time. This is the only hour that ever was or ever will be. Indeed, folks, it is the most important hour in your entire life. For during this hour, you will decide your future, and thus our collective futures. Tonight's program, folks, is dedicated to you, the listeners, who have helped make this possible. Now, we did this. We took this new time slot, Monday through Friday, 1 hour each of those nights immediately following Tom Valentine, because we believe that if we can get help and make this show work for 2 months, it'll become self-supporting. So we need your help. And tonight we're going to read a lot of letters from readers. We're also going to ask you to make donations to keep us on the air for the first 2 months so that the show will have a chance to become self-supporting. So stay tuned, have pencil and paper, and pay attention. We're now looking for sponsors. I will not take any sponsors who advertise any product or any book or anything that I myself would not recommend or use or do not use. Now understand that if you call us and say that you want to sponsor this program, we're going to have to take a look at everything that you want to advertise, and if it's something that we would not recommend or would not use ourselves, we will not do that. You'll also have to understand that if we agree to take you on as an advertiser and advertise your products because it is something that we would recommend or would use ourselves, that we will not entertain any suggestions as to what we should or should not say on this program. And the first time that anyone who sponsors this program ever attempts anything like that, we will drop them like a hot potato. We will not be dictated to by our sponsors or by financial interests, and if I have to get out and dig ditches to support this program, I will do it. My wife and I are putting every single penny that we have into this, folks, so that we can come to you 1 hour a night, 5 nights a week, in prime time, late night, immediately following Tom Valentine. In fact, it will be 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Mountain, 11 Central, and midnight Eastern Standard Time. So, we are not only putting all of our money into this, folks, my wife and I, my family, but we are also selling most of our worldly possessions to make this work. Our goal is to come up with 2 months advance airtime. We've got to have 2 months advance airtime for this show to become self-supporting, and that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money, folks. In fact, I'm not even going to tell you how much it is. It's so much. I can't believe it. But I know this. Every time I've done something right in my life, everything that I've ever needed to accomplish it has appeared when I needed it. You see, I place my trust in God. God is somebody that most people have forgotten and shunted aside and said he doesn't exist. Well, I know that he exists. And I know that people who do right are taken care of when they do right. We're doing the right thing by doing this, by bringing this show to you 1 hour a night, 5 nights a week, immediately following Tom Valentine. So we told WWCR to give us the time slot, and we're going to come up with the money one way or another. We believe, and I believe this sincerely in my heart, folks, that after 2 months the show will be self-supporting and will not need any contributions or outside help from anyone else. But I can assure you, if it ever does, I'll let you know. Now, I always give you solid benefit for your money anytime that you send any money my way, whether it's to purchase my book or any of the videotapes that we have produced or attending any of my lectures. Yeah, I'm the only one in the world stand up and talk for 6 hours for the small fee that people pay to come and see my lectures. Most people would charge you $400 or $500 for that, and do. And I don't charge $25,000 to get up and talk to people like some others do, some of whom I consider to be traitors to this country, shredded the Constitution, engaged in the exchange of arms for drugs and swapping hostages for arms and all kinds of stuff like that. And people still pay them $25,000 to get up and hear them talk. Folks, in my estimation, you're either for the Constitution or you're against it. If you're for it, you cannot subvert it, cannot go against it, must support it in every way. If you don't cry, you did it for patriotic reasons to me, because I don't buy that. If you were a patriot, you would not subvert the Constitution. Anyway, I'm off on a little tangent here, because those kinds of things really affect me deeply, folks, very deeply. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. I want to thank all of you who wrote and called WWCR. I ask you not to call them anymore, but if you want to write letters, that's fine. You can also write letters to me. As tonight, every once in a while, every week or two, or maybe three, whatever, when the letters pile up, I'm going to read the letters that we get on the air, and I'm going to do that tonight. But before we start, I want to ask you to help us make this dream, this opportunity come true. Please sit down right now and write out a check, or get a money order. Make it out to WWCR, not to me. This is going to go to pay for airtime. We need 2 months advance airtime to make this show work so that it can become self-supporting and we never have to do this again. We hope. Make your checks or money orders out to WWCR. If you want to see this show stay on 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday, immediately following Tom Valentine, then help us out. Make your checks out to WWCR. Send them to me, William Cooper, Post Office Box 3299, Camp Verde. That's spelled C-A-M-P. Verde, V as in Victor, E-R-D-E. Camp Verde, 86322. That's P.O. Box 3299. Camp Verde, Arizona, 86322. Make your checks or money orders out to WWCR, not to me, and send them to me, William Cooper, at P.O. Box 3299, Camp Verde, Arizona, 86322. Now, if you'd like to talk to Stan about this, you can call him at 602-567-6109. That's 602-567-6109. If you want to see this happen, if you want to make this opportunity, this dream come true, please donate as much as you can possibly afford. We need a lot of money. We need 2 months advance airtime. And it's a lot of money. I'm telling you, folks, we were barely making it just one night a week. But we believe that we're supposed to do this, and it's the right thing to do, so we've told WWCR that we want the airtime, and we've got it. And we're going to take sponsors. Just remember, we've got to support your product. If we believe your product is a good product, if it's something that we would use ourselves, then we'll take you as a sponsor. If your product is not something that we believe in or that we would use ourselves or that we agree with, we cannot take you as a sponsor. And in no case will we ever listen to any sponsor who attempts to tell us what to say or what not to say during this broadcast. In fact, the first indication that any sponsor ever tries to do that, we will drop that sponsor like a hot potato immediately and try to pick somebody up. Or, if necessary, I'll go out and dig ditches to support this program, folks, if I have to. So, my family and I are giving up everything to make this a reality, and I'm willing to do anything to make it work. Now, if I'm willing to do that, folks, I hope you're willing. If you like this show, if you derive real benefit from it, I sincerely hope that you will dig down into your pockets and contribute as much as you possibly can. Please do not send cash. Please make all checks or money orders out to WWCR, not to me, and not to anyone else, to WWCR. Send them to me, William Cooper, Post Office Box 3299, Camp, spelled C-A-M-P, Verde, spelled V as in Victor, E-R-D-E. Camp Verde, 86322. What is the solid benefit that you will get from your donation? Folks, you will get 20 times each month the information that we were able to put out previously only one night a week. Now, if you're a free-thinking individual who wants and needs information to be able to make decisions about your future, then you need to support this show. For all of you who have already sent in money to help make this possible, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, my family thanks you. All of the CAGI members thank you. In fact, I believe that every free-thinking individual in this country will thank you if they only knew who you were. My policy is not to read entire names, though, and I don't want to embarrass anyone, but I'm going to read some letters now. Remember, this program is dedicated to you, all of you who made this possible, all of you who want to help, all of you who are going to send in some money to make it possible, and everybody at WWCR, we thank you deeply. Well, the first letter is from Dennis in Los Angeles. Dear Mr. Cooper, please find enclosed herewith a copy of the September 10th, 1992 INSLAW report that just came across my desk. You probably have already seen this, and I have. We have 2 copies already, in fact. But in any event, I wanted to get it to you as I called Stan B today, Stan Barrington, and he didn't know if you had a copy of it. I almost fell out of my chair when I read the report. People need to know. Please feel free to call me should you have any questions. Sincerely, Dennis. Dennis, thank you for sending the copy. We already had 2, but don't ever, any of you, ever stop sending information, because even if we have 6 or 7 copies, it's better than not having any. Don't ever assume that we have anything, that we have everything, or that we have what you have, because in many instances, we don't. This next letter is from Willie in Tucson. And Willie is a Native American Indian, and I'm part Native American Indian. I get a lot of letters from American Indians. Dear Mr. William Cooper, God bless you, sir, for your good work and wonderful book, Behold a Pale Horse. The reason I'm writing is that I noted on page 2 of your book, to quote you, quote, I believe, therefore, that a grand game of chess is being played on a level that we can barely imagine, unquote. I would like you to have these copies of my rough draft entitled Chess Game. Sincerely, Willie. Thank you, Willie. I will sit down and I will read this. Not quite sure exactly what it's about, but I will read it. I read everything that I get, and I try to answer most of the letters that I get, but I can't always do that. You see, I don't have a big staff. I don't have a research staff. I do the research here myself. I don't have a secretary. I don't have people who do filing. I don't have any of those people. It's just me and Annie. And Annie's busy taking care of little Pooh in the household most of the time while I'm doing the work to bring in the money and to do what I do, which is research, lecture, disseminate information, and write. And I decided to do that when the government made it impossible, or I should say the secret agencies of the government who have been infiltrated and are under the complete control of the secret societies made it impossible for me to work for anybody else. I decided, well, I will only work for myself from now on, and since you made it so difficult for me, I will devote my life into exposing you, and that's what I'm doing. This next letter is from Charles in Hughesville, Pennsylvania. I have been aware of William Cooper well before his radio show. I have tapes of some of his lectures and was extremely happy to be able to listen to him weekly on your radio station. Please keep him on the air as I look forward every week to hear what he has to say. Thank you, Charlie. Well, thank you, Charlie, from all of us here. That was sent to WWCR Radio. This next letter is extremely interesting, and this is the kind of stuff that I love to get in the mail. In fact, I'm an information junkie. In fact, if you haven't figured that out by now, I thrive on information. My personal library, folks, is bigger than most city libraries in small towns across this country, and it's very specialized. So, anyway, this comes from, who does this come from? Anyway, I don't know who this comes from. Well, it doesn't